crochet, you think of a grandma sitting in her rocking chair making something for her grandchildren. Well, today I'm here to show you that's not just a grandma's hobby, but something you can make some pretty cool things with it once you know the basics. Some of you may own hats or other things like blankets that are crocheted and maybe just don't know it, or maybe some of your grandmas have actually made some for you. I think things like that are very impressive because they're handmade, and because you can't really replicate crochet by a machine, it has to be handmade. When I know something like a birthday or a holiday is coming up, I'll usually, make something like a blanket or a hat or some mittens for someone, and they always really like it because it's, handmade and a lot of thought was put into it. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make a simple chain stitch, a single crochet, and a little more complicated, a double crochet. Okay, so this is a skein of yarn. Depending on what shape the yarn is, it's going to have a different name, but this one it's a more ovally, so it's called a skein. These are crochet hooks. This one is a 6.5 millimeter and this is a 5 millimeter. Depending on what size it is, you're going to have a different outcome on how it looks, so it does matter what kind of hook you use. And this is a pair of scissors that Maya gave me. Alright, so you're going to take your yarn, the end of the yarn, and to start any good crochet project, you need to start with a slip stitch, or a slip knot, sorry. So you're going to take the end of your yarn, sorry if you can't see, I'll try to be as descriptive as possible. Take the end of your yarn, and you're going to make a loop with it, and so it crosses at the bottom, and then you're going to take the end of the yarn and kind of just pull it through the loop, I guess. Alright, and then I'm going to use the 6.5 millimeter just so I guess it's a little bit bigger so it's easier to see, I hope. I'll try to be as descriptive as possible. And so to hold the yarn, it's kind of, you put it in between your index and thumb, and then it goes in between your index and middle finger, just to hold it comfortably. And then the knot here you hold with your middle and your thumb. Alright, and there are different ways you can hold the hook. I've seen people hold it like a pencil, or like someone who holds their spoon like that. I hold it this way because it's just more comfortable for me. And to make an actual chain stitch, you're going to take your hook and you're going to put it behind the yarn, so it kind of hooks behind the hook, and you're going to take it and you're going to pull it through that first loop you have on your hook, and then again you're going to end up with another loop, and you're just going to pull it through again, and you're going to want to do that continually until you get the amount of chains you want. Counting is a really important thing in crochet, because if you mess up a count for something, it can kind of make the whole project look a little bit wonky, and that's never good. One time I was working on a project that took me almost 5 hours, and I had to throw it away because I didn't count right, and that really sucked. So I'm going to make, I think this is about 11 chains, and it should look something like a braid. And to make your first single crochet stitch, there's gonna be 2 at the top right here, and you're gonna want to skip that first one because the first one kind of builds the row, so it has like a foundation to stand on. And you're gonna take the hook and you're gonna insert it into the second one, the left braid kind of, and then you're gonna take your hook, put it again behind the yarn, and pull it into the first of the 2 loops that you have on the hook. And then once you do that, you're going to have 2 again on your hook, and you're going to pull through both. Alright. Then again, you're going to end up with the first single crochet of that row. Then you're going to take, then there's going to be 9 more that you have to go through, and then again you're going to put it into the next one. You're going to have 2 loops, pull that one behind, and then go back, and then pull through the second 2. And then you're just going to want to do that for the rest of the row, again counting the whole way through. Yeah. I'm a bit slow because my hands are shaking, but that's good. Again, I counted 9, so that means I did a pretty good job for that. And now we're going to move on to a more complicated double crochet. So to start that in the second row, you're going to want to do 2 chains to start, just to make that foundation. So again, you're going to go behind and pull through that loop you have, and again, pull through a loop. And then you're going to want to take the project, I guess, if you were making a bigger one, and flip it over, just so you have like a new, like you're working from right to left. So instead of going that way, you're going to go this way again. Then again, you're going to take your hook and again put it under. This time you're going to put it under twice. So you're going to have 3 lines on your hook. And then again, you're going to want to skip the first little braid you have there, and then you're going to want to move on to the second one. You're going to put it through, and you're going to end up with, again, 3 loops on your hook. And for this double crochet, you're going to want to pull through the first 2, and then again, you're going to end up with 2, pull through the second 2. And then again, you want to loop, you're going to end up with 3, put through the next one, and then you're going to end up with 3, pull through the first 2, and then the second 2, and that's how you end up with a double crochet. And then again, you're going to want to count the whole way through, just to make sure that it does not end up looking weird, and to make sure everything is as uniform as it can be. All right. So now we have 2 rows, 1 row of single crochet and then another row of a double crochet. And then to tie it off, you want to cut it with your scissors. Doesn't really matter where you cut it, just that it's cut off, I guess. And then you're going to have 1 loop on your hook, and then you just want to take it behind and pull it through, and then just tie it off to whatever, just so make sure it's secure. All right, and there you go. That's a little small thing. If you want to go a little bit more advanced, this is something that I made of like fully double crochets, and that's something, you know, once you get like the hang of like the basic stuff, you can make something like this, or something like more complicated, like this hat I made for my little brother. And yeah, once you get the hang of basic stitches, you'll be able to make almost any project you can think of. After listening to my presentation, maybe you can pick up some hooks and some yarn from your craft store and make your own projects, either for yourself or for others. Thank you for listening to my speech.